Hello and welcome to another season of Hackensack High School football. Opening night here, 1994. Hackensack Comets have won the state championships the last two years. And tonight here on this opening night, we'll be taking on the Pemberton Hornets. Pemberton, a Southern Jersey powerhouse, comes in tonight. I'm Frank DiLorenzo along with Rob Mortorano. And we're bringing you this game live here on this Saturday night. And Rob, how do you think this team can react to the challenges of this early season?
Well, I think, Frank, in order for the Comets to have a very successful season, I think there's going to be two main components. One is obviously Rashidi Brown, who's an all-state player last year, and also I think the offensive line has to open up huge holes for him. You know, I mean, he's a great runner, he could break tackles, but he's got to have the opening.
Without a doubt, as right now, as we speak, the offensive unit for the Comets is being introduced to our fans here
Number 51,
by the new voice of the Comets, Mr. Serbo.
Yes, Mr. Serbo taking over after Mr. Steinler, who has done it for so many years, moved down to Florida, and now Mr. Serbo getting that great honor.
Mr. Steinler did a great job here, and he left after the Comets won their second straight state championships, and that was really a good way he wanted to go out. Going out on a winning note is really always important too.
Definitely.
The rest of the Hackensack Comet football team now being introduced. The crowd is small here as everyone's waiting out the weather here as a threat of thunderstorms looms, but I expect a nice crowd here on this opening night of football.
Yes, when your team wins 2 consecutive state championships, usually you're very into it and very excited. And it seems, even though we don't have a usual big crowd here at Hackensack High School, even though it's small, it's very exciting and ready to get going.
Oh, I agree. And you know, last year's home opener was against St. Joe's. And everyone from around here is aware that St. Joe's is another powerhouse in football. And this year we open up against Pemberton. And not much is known about this football team. So people don't know what to expect. Are they good? Are they not? They are a South Jersey powerhouse, as we stated earlier. But how does that compare to the powerhouses here in North Jersey? This is one of the greatest football programs in New Jersey, is here in the northern region. So maybe that could be another reason the fans aren't flocking here to this game.
Yes, well, over this past week, I spoke to a couple of players, you know, just to see their reaction about Pemberton High School, and they really don't know that much. The coaching staff here at Hackensack really has not told them that much, so it's really just going to be, I think in the beginning we're going to have to see very conservative ball playing, and just so each team feels each other out.
Without a doubt, because the Comets are really in the dark about this Pemberton team.
talented young ladies at Hackensack High School.
And now we have the 1994 varsity cheerleading squad. Jessica Wojcik, captain of that cheerleading squad. Anything to say about the cheerleaders here, Rob?
Well, it's a lot bigger group this year.
Oh yeah, that just means they're going to be a little bit louder. That's even better to get the fans going here at the game.
Definitely, louder the better. As they're out right now, waiting for the coin toss. Seems to be seniors David DeRosa, James Thomas, Will Simmons, and number 50, Jason Chizulo.
Jason Chizulo, the center of the team. Now that was what you were stating on earlier about the offensive line. Jason taking over for Joe Montesano.
Yes, Joe did a great job last year, as did the rest of the Comet line, and I think, like I said before, they have to have a great year for the Comets to succeed.
And I have faith in that. You know, I think that their offensive line can do a good job. They're a big unit, and not as big as last year, but I mean, with the loss of the Donnelly and the Santiagos on the offensive line, you know, that is a big reason that Rashidi rushed for over 2,000 yards last year. I mean, that's a feat, 2,000 yards in one single season, only as a junior. So let's see what will happen as a senior here as we get ready, as the coin toss is continuing at midfield. And we'll be ready for football in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it should be a great, exciting season.
And we just have to state again that the weather will probably be an issue. We have thunderstorms in the area, so of course the wind will be a factor.
Yes, it's kind of like, you know, over there at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, the wind playing a factor in every game there. Normally you don't see it as much here at Tommy Delatorre Field, but I think this game is definitely, the wind is going to be a huge factor.
Without a doubt. We were down on the field early, and 1 minute the wind was blowing at us, the next minute it was blowing away, so you just don't know what to expect. Hackensack will be kicking off to start the game, and they'll be going from our left to right. Pemberton in the white, and the Hackensack Comets in the traditional blue and gold.
Scoreboard operator, Mr. Charles Tuffin, and
So the crowd begins to fill in a little more as we get closer and closer to kickoff time. Kickoff time about 7:08.
Yes.
And here we go, the kicking unit taking the field for both sides.
Yes, it's going to be junior Chip Hazel doing the kickoffs this year for the Comets, taking over Andre Whiting's spot, which he did it very well.
Comets in a little huddle here. And back for Pemberton to receive is number 24, Andrew Gardner, and number 11, Ricardo Tejada.
kicking off for Hackensack will be Chris Hazel.
Correction, number 10, Jason Sutton.
Pemberton, number 10, Jason Sutton, and number 24,
Number 24,
Andrew Gardner.
Andrew Gardner, like we stated earlier. And here we go. Crowd on their feet as they usher someone off to the sidelines here. A lot of new faces on this Hackensack team, so this first game here is really going to answer a lot of questions, Rob.
Yes, I think though what we're going to see, especially from the Comets, very conservative play, especially in the first half until they see what this team is made up of. Although
Without a doubt.
I do think this team is ready for any challenge that they may face.
Number 6, Chip Hazel to kick it off for the Comets as this football season gets ready to get underway. Band is ready, crowd is ready. And here we go. Hazel lays into it and another football season is underway. It's not taken by one of the two up back. It's taken by number 3. It goes quickly out to the 30-yard line. It's brought down about the 29. That was Antonio Hicks on the return for Pemberton.
It's a very good return there. Got good blocking right up there. Not a great kick, but served his purpose, and we're getting ready to go.
Pemberton and actually Hicks and Sutton came together on the kick there, and it was Hicks who took it for Pemberton. Pemberton's offense now will come out. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. A lot of new faces on the defense as well, Rob.
Definitely. Again, they go both ways. Iron Man football. So if you lose it on the offensive line, you're going to lose people on the defensive line. So I think the defensive line also big challenge here.
Here we go. Number 12 quarterback Larry Kelly. He's under center. Pemberton's a big team. There's Kelly with a handoff to Sutton, and he goes nowhere on 1st down. Absolutely nothing there.
Well, that definitely looked like the Comets of old last year, just, throwing the offensive lineman out of the way and making a great play for no gain.
So now it's about 2nd and a long 10, just short of the 29. And again, you don't know what to expect out of this Pemberton team, so we can't really assume here, Rob?
Right, not much known. We're just going to have to watch and see what they do.
Okay, Kelly again under center. Sutton in the backfield. Hard count, handoff, and he goes nowhere. Hit hard by number 80, Al Shears.
Yes, Al Shears doing a great job staying at home, even though there was nobody on him, waited for him and put a huge hit on.
Well done there by Shears. Shears, another newcomer to the Hackensack team.
I believe once again, just about a yard there.
About a yard. They gave him the forward progress, but now it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. And you have to wonder here if Pemberton's going to come out throwing.
I think you have to here. I mean, the first 2 runs got them nowhere. I think you're going to have to test the secondary of the Comets.
Number 2, Joe Brembry comes out wide to the right. Here's Kelly again. Kelly stumbles in the backfield and is brought down for a loss by number 20, Kevon Larkins, but there's a flag on the play in the backfield. Is that a flag?
I believe there was a piece of equipment that was just shot off.
Let's take a look here. Obviously no flag. The referee did appear to throw something there. That was a nice play there by Kevon. And now to bring up a punt as it'll be 4th and 14 from the 24-yard line.
As Rashidi Brown deep for the Comets. I'm sure we will be hearing a lot about him this year, as we did last year.
Here's the snap and the kick, almost blocked. Here comes Rashidi. Oh, it takes a big bounce for the Comets, and it'll go into Hackensack territory, and we'll pick it up on the Pemberton 48.
Yes, it looked like a good kick from the beginning. Just got a big common roll. So first break of the year went to the Comets.
Well, the wind is blowing from the left to right, so that punt was affected by the wind. Now we can see, now just to show how the wind can be a factor, in last week's Giant game, we like to relate some of these things to the professional ranks. Mike Horan punting into the big windstorm in Arizona. He only averaged 25 yards on the punt, so the wind can definitely be a major factor.
Definitely, and it's going to be a major factor here today.
And here we go. Mosca hands it off to Rashidi. He goes straight up the gut for about 2 or 3.
Just a correction there. That was Joe Dawkins on the carry.
Andrew Gardner on the stop.
So, okay, do you know what that was? Dawkins is starting at the fullback position tonight. Rashidi at the running back. And that was a quick handoff to Joe.
Great, maybe a good change there for the Comets. I'm sure the Pemberton defense was looking for the ball to go to Rashidi and, try to catch him sleeping, give it to Joe.
Exactly, a little variation can't hurt. And again, Perrin Mosca, the senior quarterback, leading the helm for the Comets. 2nd and about 8. Here's another quick handoff to Joe Dawkins, who goes up to about the 41-yard line.
Yes, Joe's showing some very good moves here in the beginning as he grounds his way for a big gain there.
He did get about 5 yards, and it's just shy of the first down. So it's about 3rd and about 2 from the 41-yard line.
3rd down.
2 quick runs to Joey Dawkins here, and we'll see what happens now.
Right, as Corey McKay, number 4, checks into the game. With 8:05 to go here in the first.
Number 2, Pat Crennan motion. He comes down to the bottom of our screen. And Mosca under center again. Here's a quick handoff. This one is to Rashidi, and he's tackled. It's going to be close to the first down. This might require a measurement.
Yes, this is definitely really where they spot the ball here. It looked to me that he got it, but this is really in the hands of the referees right now.
As they will measure.
Yes.
They will measure. That handoff was to Rashidi, who got about 2.5 yards, and this is really depending on the spot, as you stated.
Yes, if you look at the ball from this angle, it looks like if they did get it, it's not going to be by much, though.
I don't think he got it. I'm not going by their spot, but again, we're up here. Let's take a look. He's short. He's short by about, what, a foot?
Yeah. So the first call, big call here for the Comets here. I mean, do you go for it? I mean, I think you have to.
Let's take a look. And they're going to go for it. They didn't even hesitate. Didn't even hesitate. It'll be 4th and 1. He's going to go for it. Clock ticks down to under 7.5 minutes. Crowd is kind of quiet here on 4th down. And it's a quarterback sneak. Mosca's going to get the first down. That's a good call.
Oh, great call right there. You can never go wrong with a quarterback sneak when you have only about a foot to go. Just stretch that ball over and there you go.
The major thing there is you have to watch out for a fumble because the defense is going to be charging up the middle, of course, on 4th and 1, expecting a run. That's the only danger of having a quarterback sneak.
Yes, but it seemed on that play, as soon as Mosca realized he had the first down, he tucked it in, made sure he held on to it.
Oh, he's definitely a heads-up quarterback. He definitely knows what he's doing out there. And that shows on that play as the Comets get a first down. They continue their drive as they're now inside the Pemberton 40-yard line. Mosca with a lead draw to Rashidi, who's going to stutter step his way down to about the 30 or 29-yard line.
Definitely, that was a typical run there by Rashidi Brown, breaking about 4 tackles there.
Perrin came out looking past at the last second, handed it off to Mr. Brown.
Right, great delay handoff there. Like you said, Mosca knows what he's doing out there.
And, the Comets, if they have to pass this year, it would keep the defenses on their heels. A successful air game to go along with a tremendous running game. That's really a great combination.
Definitely. It will open things up then for the running game.
Keep the defense on their heels. Another quick handoff. That's to Joe Dawkins. And Joe, again, this is going to depend on the spot if they got the first down.
Yeah, great job there by looked like the linebackers, the Pemberton, just coming up and stopping Joe for about a 1 yard gain.
Like we stated earlier, this Pemberton defensive line and linebackers is huge. Just listen to some of these heights out here. 6'2", 6'1", 6'4", 6'3", 6'5", on the defensive line and the linebackers. That is huge.
Definitely, they look like reminds me of the line that the Comets had last year.
Exactly. That's going to make it difficult to pass, though, because you're going to have those 6'5" men with those big arms out in front. So that makes them about 7 feet tall. I mean, their arms aren't 6 inches, but still, that's difficult, especially if they jump or something. If you did not get the first, it's 3rd and 1. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
As we had.
And a delay.
Seems to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Now, there's no play clock on the field. So what that is the referees keep that down there. But the players have a feel for where they are in terms of time. But that's going to cost them 5 yards, and now it's 3rd and 6.
Definitely. Well, delay of games do happen in the beginning of the season before you get all those little, glitches figured out.
The Comets are regularly substituting in and out here, so it's very important for them to get on and off very quickly. That's another key if you're going to have a successful team. 3rd and 6. Let's see what happens here with the Comets. As we're down to 5:25 to go in quarter number 1, no score. Mosca, handoff Joe Dawkins. He's going to get the first down and more as he swings to the outside. Dawkins turns the corner and he's going to get down to about the 3-yard line. A great run by Joe. He goes to the touchdown. At the last second, the referee's arms just go up.
Yes, obviously the ball crossed the plane before Dawkins' knee was down, so that is a touchdown.
I mean, the defender there, David Griffin, grabbed him at the 3-yard line and appeared to bring him down. The referee did not signal until way late, but I'm not going to argue. Touchdown Comets.
Right, but a beautiful run there by Dawkins. They faked to Rashidi. Dawkins went right up the middle, made a couple cuts, broke a tackle, and he was off to the races, and he's going to win that every time.
You hope. Extra point by Dave. DeRosa's up and good. And with 5:14 to go in quarter number 1, it's the Hackensack Comets 7 and the Pemberton Hornets nothing.
Yes, I think this touchdown has finally woken this Hackensack Comet crowd up.
The crowd is filling out more and more as the gates outside, as I'm taking a look here at this mammoth-sized field, as the crowd is really filing in through the gate. And you also, that's an impressive opening drive for the Comets for the regular season. Did not throw the football, but do you need to in this situation?
No, obviously you don't. I mean, offensive line stood up to the test. They got that big 4th down play there, Mosca keeping it, and then offensive line on that last run by Dawkins did its job, opened up a huge hole.
Without a doubt, if you don't have to throw it, why should you? And here we go. We will rock you chant now by the crowd.
What this also does, this gives a lot of confidence to the Comets. They knew they had some questions coming into the season, but if you could come out in your first drive and get a good touchdown like that, you got to get your confidence up.
Andrew Gardner and number 10.
Again, Andrew Gardner and Jason Sutton will be back as Chip Hazel will kick it off for the Comets. Crowd on Pemberton's side a little feisty. That was a great run by Joe Dawkins. I'm just seeing the instant replay over here on our monitors, and he really did get out to the outside there and make a great move.
Yes, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Dawkins this year.
Here's the boot by Chip Hazel. It's taken by number 10, Jason Sutton. He has it now out across the 15-20. Good block at the 25-yard line by Pemberton. He's brought it down at the 26. The block was by number 25, Danny Jenkins. And the tackle by Scott Constantino.
Yes, he got down there very fast and put a big hit on.
Well, the kicking team for the Comets, excuse me, they have to be very quick, to get down there and not let the opposition get great field position.
Definitely, special teams is a big part of a game.
Pemberton has decent field position here, has it about the 27-yard line. As again, Larry Kelly is under center. Antonio Hicks in motion. There's a sweep to the outside. He's going to have trouble turning a corner. He gets across to the 30, the 35. and that was number 32, Eric Price for Pemberton.
Just a great run there by Eric Price.
Eric Price, he did not appear to have the corner at first, does turn the corner and gets those 12 yards for the Pemberton first.
Yes, he didn't look like a very quick player when he first touched the ball there, but he got that burst of speed and he was right around that corner.
That's just another example of how speed can create on the offense. We saw it with Joe, how once you get to that outside, your speed really takes over. It's just the challenge of getting to the outside. Both were successfully able to do it and both had successful outcomes for their team. First and 10, Pemberton on the 40. There's a quick handoff to number 10, Jason Sutton, and he gets to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it's the second effort there got him that extra 2 or 3 yards there as he was hit at the line of scrimmage, spun out of it, got an extra 2. So good job there.
Second and 6 for Pemberton. They have to get to exactly the 50-yard line for another first down.
44-yard line.
So the Pemberton Hornets seem to be moving the ball a little bit more on this drive than they did last time.
And you just have to hope that the storms are breaking up because we haven't had anything yet. And as we look at a little bit of light, we can still see the clouds a little bit. And the clouds don't appear to be that threatening. Here's a handoff to number 32, who breaks the first tackle and is brought down at the 38-yard line.
Yes, great job there by number 51, James Thomas, as he's just burst through that line, made the initial hit, he spun out of it, and actually lost more yardage after he spun out of the first tackle.
James Thomas, another senior.
Thomas first, and then Corey McKay on the tackle.
Corey McKay ended up coming in with the big tackle there.
Third and 14 for Pemberton.
As Price eluded the tackles at first by Thomas.
Yes, here on 3rd and 14, I think we're finally going to get to see a first passing play of the game.
Let's take a look. Larry Kelly for Pemberton. 3rd and 14 as you stated. And again, it'll bring up a punt for Pemberton.
Number 24, Andrew Gardner.
Rashidi Brown back on the 25-yard line. Dave DeRosa waiting at about the 48. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Rashidi's going to let it bounce in front of him. It's going to take another Hackensack bounce, and it's touched by Pemberton at about the 39-yard line.
There's a little bit better punt this time. Again, another Comet bounce. And the Comets are going to begin at about the 34-yard line. No, I believe they're
39-yard line, right.
Okay.
That's where he initially touched it. He touched it with his shin, and the ball was able to roll back 5 more yards, but sorry, son, can't do that. Ball's at the 39.
So 2:39 to go here in the first quarter. Hackensack starting off 1st and 10.
Our cameramen tonight are Adam Zabardino and Big Rich Ross. Rich, would you like to say anything to America?
No.
He's shy, isn't he, Rob? That's okay.
Yeah, but he's a great cameraman.
That's why we're behind the mic and he's behind the camera. And here's a fumble-aya. And it appears to be recovered by Pemberton at about the 40-yard line.
Yes, it has. And it will be the Hornets ball as a crucial mistake by the Comets here in the early going.
They did not communicate on the initial snap, and Pemberton's going to have great field position here as they mark it just inside the Comet 40.
That's right, but if you don't do anything with your great opportunities,
what good are they?
Right.
I know what you're trying to say. No, the clock is running here. Now, could you explain that to me? I guess not.
I have no idea. I would think that the clock would stop in a situation like
we've
that.
had about 30 seconds run off the clock. But hey, what are you going to do? Here's a quick handoff. He goes nowhere. Number 32, Eric Price again. That's just not successful.
Yeah, it's in the entire Comet defense. Got great penetration, and I believe that he may have lost a yard there.
He might have, as Bobby Kendricks gets credit for the tackle for the Comets. Bring up about 2nd and 11 at about the 40-yard line.
Wait, getting back to the clock, last year sometimes the official time was kept down on the field, so...
Right, we had to be reminded of that ourselves up here, and but the scoreboard is what the players go by. Although the time is kept on the field, they look at the scoreboard, and so do the fans. There's Sutton, who's going to turn the corner to the 40. He's going to get to about the 48-yard line. Nice tackle there by Pat Kren. Pat, another senior.
Yes, Pat Kren getting his shot finally his senior year. making maybe a touchdown-saving tackle. He really didn't have anybody else to beat.
Could be, as he did turn the outside. And they're going to measure again here, so it's going to be either a first down for Pemberton or a third and short.
Seems to have gotten it, but again, we're way up here and they're down on the field.
Here's the measurement, and it's inches. Third and inches. And now, what happened here when the Comets did it was QB sneak. What can you expect out of Pemberton?
Well, I mean, they haven't really run the ball that well against the Comets. I don't think you can go wrong with the QB sneak. I think you really have to look for it again here.
Like we stated, the only problem is the fumble from the defensive line as they're really penetrating through the line. Let's take a look. Clock running, and the game clock on the scoreboard does have 45 seconds in running. Band getting a little active, fans getting a little active. Nice crowd on third down here as they're really getting emotional. He might have gotten it on second effort. At first he might not have, but let's take a look again.
Yes, maybe a questionable call there, QB keeper around the outside, but
he kept it. But if you're going to keep it, why not go up the middle? But
QB might have done his job there. He tucked it in, put his head down, he ran over like two guys. Maybe the second effort.
And they're short.
Okay.
They are short. It's fourth and about a yard.
The quarter's going to end.
So now, do you go over do you let the quarterback just keep it and go right over in this situation?
Well, what's going to happen here is we're going to end the first quarter. So we'll just have to wait. The suspense is going to tremendously build, I know. And that's the end of the first quarter. With the score here in this first night game, season opener, Tom Delatorre Field. Hackensack Comets 7, Pemberton Hornets nothing.
So pretty much what we've expected from both teams here in the first quarter. Conservative, keeping it on the ground, but some really great football being played here so far.
Without a doubt, as we stay with you in between quarters here, the only quarter that we cut into a commercial break would be the end of second quarter and the beginning of the third, more or less halftime. The Comets last year put up a lot of points. They had some games where they scored 60 points, 50 points, and I don't know if they'll be able to score that many points this year.
No, I really, depending on how well the offensive line performs, if they do their job like they've done on that first drive, I think they may be able to put up maybe not as many, but I think they'll be able to really light up the scoreboard this year.
Now let's take a look what Pemberton's going to do here. They're at the 30-yard line, really way too far for a field goal. The field goal attempt from here is 47 yards. Now, it appears as if they're going to go for it, as I don't think the punting unit is out there. They need a yard up the gut. Really, that's the best way to go.
Again, I think your best option is let your quarterback take it right over the top, as did Moskin did.
Here we go.
First quarter.
Fourth down. As we get the second quarter underway. Kelly, the quarterback. Offensive line set. First down, Pemberton.
And that's exactly what they did. They kept it, went right up across the middle. Larry Kelly doing a great job.
It's funny, the defense there didn't really let him get much after he got that initial first down yard. And the crowd was really into it going in, they were loud as the fourth down play started. But then once they got the first, it was completely silent. I think that's kind of funny.
Yes, well, this gives, Pemberton a whole new set of downs, new life as they're,
as they're knocking on the door now at the 27-yard line. They're starting to get within striking distance. And again, we don't know what to expect out of this team, so we don't know if they're a high-scoring team or not. But they took advantage of the turnover by the Comets. There's a bad snap, and Eric Price covers it up at the 40-yard line, and that's about a 12-yard loss.
There seems to be just a little communication there, but a great job by Eric Price to, have enough smarts to just don't try to pick it up, you just fall on it.
Second and a real long for Pemberton.
I believe it's about 23.
About a 13-yard loss on that. And that's not how Pemberton wanted to respond after getting the first down. Timeout, Pemberton. That's their first.
It brings up a good question here. I mean, do you throw the ball here or do you just, take the chance in running it and bringing up a long third down play?
I'd throw.
Definitely, I think you have to.
I'm an air out kind of guy. I like throwing a lot. I just think that's more exciting. I mean, Giants don't do it, and they win. But I think throwing is the thing to football. I mean, we haven't had many passes tonight. Have we had any?
I don't believe so.
Well, that's why we haven't had many.
I think the key to having a good running game is to have a good passing game. Because if you have a good passing game, the defense has to always be aware of dropping people back into pass coverage. But who knows?
And now, as we have a little break here, Rich Ross just motioned to me that he wants to be on the air for a little bit. Rich, how do you like being cameraman for the Hackensack Comets for all these years?
It's fun.
You enjoy it a lot, Rich?
Yeah.
That's great. Once again, the cameraman doing his job. Tremendous commentary. Thank you once again. And we're ready for a 2nd and 23 for Pemberton. We have the most talkative bunch up here. I mean, we have to admit. That,
Definitely, but you got to keep everything flowing.
They're
well.
outspoken. Here we go for Pemberton, 2nd and 23. Here comes your pass from Kelly. Throws. Al Shears. Should I say it again? It's not necessary to say it again. Just Al Shears is everywhere. So obviously we did have a pass, and that was rejected by Al Shears. They have another pass and rejected by Al Shears, and if they pass it again, maybe it'll be rejected by Al Shears. And I don't know, Rob. I see a little pattern forming
little
here.
trend. Definitely. I mean, right now the defensive MVP for the Comets is Al Shears. He's doing everything right.
Without a doubt, he's made a couple of big tackles, and the tips at the defensive line. 3rd and 23. Got to throw it again. Kelly calling out his plays. There's Eric Price. Price gets to about the 40-yard line. Nothing there. Guess who made the tackle? Al Shears.
Well, I totally disagree with that call right there. 3rd and 23. The option, you're not going to get a lot of yards normally on an option play. You see it in college, but I think right there you've got to just air it out and take your chances.
And now look what it does. 4th down on about the 41-yard line. They're going to have to punt. They did have it at about the 26. But that was a long time ago. That was once upon a time.
This is the Comet defense doing a great job.
Here's a snap. Kick. That's a good punt. That might travel into the end zone, and it will. And the Comets will take it on the 20-yard line.
So the Comets, after their first drive, they had great field position. What do you expect from them on this drive? Do you just keep? Do they keep it on the ground or what?
I think they will keep it on the ground. They've been successful except for that one little muff, and I don't think they're going to go away from their game plan.
I really agree with you there.
There is a flag down now, as we're just told. Let's take a look here. And the referee is talking to Pemberton, so it might be against Hackensack.
As we wait and see what the call is.
Coach Toll not happy on the sidelines. We just heard him yell all the way up here, so that's not good.
Seems to be a little confusion down there.
Hackensack's offense is coming off the field.
Declined by Pemberton.
I guess it was holding on the Comets. You don't see that often. Considering the punt went
Pemberton declines the penalty. So what that'll do is that'll bring Hackensack the ball on the 20-yard line.
I think a good call there by Pemberton, because if they took the penalty, they'd kick it over.
Well, they wouldn't kick it over. Well, they would kick it over, but they would it would be a 10-yard penalty, and instead of 4th and 10, it's difficult to say, but that's what they did, and so that's what they did. Here's Rashidi. Look at that speed. Rashidi's still on his feet. Unbelievable as he gets out there about the 37-yard line. That shows tremendous balance as well as speed and agility.
Well, when you look at Rashidi Brown run, only one word comes to mind, and that's unbelievable. Normal runners, 5-yard there, but, Rashidi's so powerful and so quick, running over 2 people, spinning, keeping his balance, and picking up a huge gain.
1st down, Comets out across the 36-yard line.
Has that really got the crowd up on its feet again? Hopefully we can keep it up.
Let's take a look here. Mosque under center. Quick handoff, Joe Dawkins. He's going to get 3.
Joe Dawkins on the carry for Hackensack.
Yeah, the basic play right up the middle. You know, not much happening there.
Not a bad call.
No, 3
Not
yards.
a bad call at all.
Kevin Diamond
As it goes down to
Kevin
9:25.
Diamond. Kevin Diamond, the tackle for Pemberton.
So 9:25 left in his first half. 7-0 Comets.
Complete darkness now surrounding the stadium.
37 yards.
And still people do. Still see people coming in. Not many.
Not many, but people. They still count.
That's true.
Still have to pay their admission. There's another handoff. Joe Dawkins gets about to the 47-yard line. Flag comes flying in. Let's take a look. That was sort of in a weird area. You know, the referee did not throw it. If the referee thrown it, maybe you could say offensive holding. But let's take a look.
That's normally what a penalty like that would be when a guy. Yes, and it is. You know, he picks up a big gain. Well, now we know why.
Exactly. A big hold there on the line. So what that'll do is that'll move them back further. That'll negate the first down run by Joe Dawkins. And that'll bring up about 3rd and long. 7-0 Comets in the second.
So I believe it's not 3rd down. It does stay 2nd down, but it's 2nd and 18 now.
30-yard line. 2nd and 18.
2nd and 18 now for the Comets. Ball being marked way back there now at about the 28-yard line.
Look for a run here again.
Why not? 2nd and 18. It's not 3rd. You don't have to get the first here, but let's see what happens. Mosca's going to throw. He stumbles in the backfield and falls way short of Dave DeRosa. Mosca had trouble with his footing as he went back to throw it.
Yeah, the field a little damp here. We had a little light rain before. It was first pass of the year. Things like that will happen.
Dave DeRosa, one of our wide receivers. Dave, another senior. Dave's on both sides of the ball. He's a linebacker on defense and a wide receiver on offense.
Yes, Dave just does everything.
Had little back spasms during the week. Glad to see he's in the lineup tonight for the Comets. He's a big part of this team.
Yes, not only physically, but also psychologically, mentally, knowing
Right, exactly.
your captain's in there.
Clubhouse leader. 3rd and 18. Oh, good block there as Mosca's going to throw it again. He finds DeRosa for a first down out to about the 49-yard line.
Right there, you saw the poise and concentration of senior quarterback Perrin Mosca as he did a great job looking off. Seemed to be 2 receivers, and DeRosa doing a great job of getting open there.
Exactly, and he also was not afraid to take the hit in the middle. Brought that ball right on about the 45-yard line, but in traffic.
Yes.
That's the thing. Make the catch in traffic and you will have success. Comets first down on the 50-yard line.
Maybe we'll see Pemberton drop back a little now that they know Mosca can throw the football.
As he has successfully. And he dropped back to pass on the last 2. Here's a handoff to Rashidi, who's not going to get much. Maybe a yard.
So it's the first carry tonight that Rashidi's only picked up a little yardage.
As the defense for Pemberton there had great penetration through the offensive line of the Comets.
They've obviously done their homework. They know that that big part of the Comet offense is Rashidi Brown. And, so far they're containing him.
Exactly, and the clock continues to roll. We're down to 7:40 already. 7:40 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Comets. Second and 9 as Rashidi was able to get a yard. Another handoff for Rashidi. Here you see him break it, and he gets down to about the 26-yard line. Great run.
Yes, that's the Rashidi Brown that everybody's used to seeing. He did a great job finding the hole, weaving through, breaking tackles, and picking up a huge gain.
That's the Rashidi Brown that earned the first team All-State last year. And as he hopes to make that a repeat of that performance.
Now, just outside the 25-yard line.
Yes, he's been scouted by many huge colleges.
And as we look around the stands, it's funny that you say that, we see people writing things down. And I don't think they're having a scorecard for football. I think they're here to scout. Here is, I believe that's Rashidi again, and it is Rashidi again, down to about the 18. I was looking at a scout or two and the fans there, and I wasn't able to quite see that off the bat, my fault.
Robin Young on the stop for Pemberton.
So they'll bring up second down.
Second down and about 3 now.
Again, a
For
great
the
job
Comets.
done by Rashidi, finding the opening.
And they're in the red zone now. The red zone from the opposition's 20-yard line or within. And you wonder now how successful can the Comets be in the red zone? How successful, Rob?
Most likely they'll score here. Maybe not on this play, but
There's Rashidi maybe on this play.
maybe. Okay. As hopefully we'll say that many times. Touchdown, Rashidi Brown.
That's number 1 on the year for Rashidi. Last year he had the Bergen County lead with 29. Now it's 13-0 Comets. Dave DeRosa will come out and attempt the extra point. He went right through untouched, unmolested. Just
Yes.
touchdown, Rashidi Brown.
Great hole opened up by the offensive line there.
Exactly. Musker the hold, DeRosa to kick. Snap, kick, up. Partially blocked and no good. Partially blocked. So what happened was Dave had a good low kick that was going to go in, but it was blocked. I mean, no other way to say it.
That, brings up a question later in the game. You don't know if Pemberton gets it close to that 1 point, but with, high school, the 2-point conversion may mean nothing.
13-0 Comets now with 6:14 to go in the second quarter. And Hackensack did show nice poise there as they were able to drive down the field after starting to drive on the 20-yard line. So they drove their 80 yards, got the rushing touchdown with 1 completed pass, and the Comets have a 13-point lead now with about 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Yes, the key, I think, to that drive was that big pass play from Mosca to DeRosa for the 19-yard pickup and the first down to keep the drive going.
That was a big play. That came on 3rd and 13, so of course that's a huge play. They don't convert that pass, they don't score the touchdown. Here we go again now as the Comets will kick off. Chip Hazel now. I love that name. Chip Hazel, number 6 for the Comets. He's had 2 good kicks tonight.
Yes, you're right.
Glad you agree. And here we go. Here's the kick. Good kick. It's taken by Sutton on the 15-yard line. Look at that. He doesn't even get touched until he gets out to about the 30-yard line. Nice return by Sutton, about 15 yards.
Yes, obviously great downfield tackling by Pemberton. As, like you said, he wasn't even touched until he was brought down.
6:06 now to go in quarter number 2. And Pemberton, it's really important here. Obviously, they're only down by 13, so the game's far from over. But a score here is really important. What do you think?
Definitely, you've got to get. They haven't really gotten much going tonight. Miscues. They've got to get us points on the board right here on this drive.
A score here, and this game's going to be a real tight one at halftime. Kelly, handoff Price. Price gets nowhere. Brought down by number 24, C.J. Evans.
CJ Jr. doing a great job on that play, bursting through and putting them back for a loss.
Exactly, great penetration. That's a key also on defense. Get through that offensive line and hit the running back in the backfield if at all possible. So that's a 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14 now for Pemberton as they have it out across to about their 27-yard line. Comet defense lying a little back. Here's a quick pass by Kelly, and it's complete out to about the 38-yard line. Crowd moaned and groaned there, but they did bring him out to the 40, and a late flag comes flying in.
Yes, maybe a late hit. That's really the only thing that you could judge as a huge hit put on there by Kenyatta Powell.
Kenyatta also had that great hit earlier on the special teams, so he obviously is capable of hitting someone and hitting someone hard. Let's take a look what this penalty is. Rich Ross nods in agreement.
That Pemberton stands for Larry Kelly to Larry Todd.
Look at this, they're marking off 15 yards to the end of the run. It's going to be a personal foul against Hackensack. Boy, that hurts.
Yeah, that's costly.
So not only, so it was 2nd and 14, so that really turned out to be about a 29-yard play.
You're right. I mean, they had the momentum, big hit. They stopped them before the first down. Now this.
And they have the ball on the Hackensack 45-yard line. 4:55 to go in the second quarter. Clock continuing to run. The running game has not been successful for Pemberton.
No, the Comets getting great penetrations, getting in there. And there's not only one guy. One guy hits him. If he breaks out, there's always 2 or 3 more right there to hit him again.
And the total yards really has to be dominated here by Hackensack. Pemberton had the ball as a result of the Hackensack turnover. Couldn't do anything with it.
Right.
They get 15 yards added here for a personal foul. Let's see if they can do anything with it here. 2nd and 9 as they gave him a yard for forward progress. 2nd and 9 from the Comet 44-yard line. There's another bad pass to Sutton. Sutton appeared to want to throw the football. Did not. Gets tackled on his own 45-yard line by C.J. Evans.
Definitely not a smart play running to the right. Well, as a running back and throwing to your left.
In defense of Pemberton there, it was a bad flip from Kelly.
Right.
Had to flip it on the money, he might not have tried to go across his body. You don't know. But that's a tough call.
But anyway.
Now they have about 6.5 miles to go to get to the first down. As it's about 3rd and 50. Actually, it's about 3rd and 20, but in football terms, that's about 3.5 miles.
Definitely.
The Gotta Be Domino's chant being put on by the Hackensack Comets here.
Why? We don't know.
Domino's also an official sponsor of SummerSlam. Here's Kelly now. There's a pass out to Price. Price gets to the 45-yard line and not much more. And you would throw a screen on 3rd and 3 miles?
I really don't know what would you be thinking calling a play like that on that long, but we're up here and hey, coaching staff.
Timeout by the Comets. That's their first. They have 2 left.
Also, in their defense, that may not have been the primary receiver. In most cases, on a 3rd and long, the screen pass, the running back is not the primary receiver.
3:03 to stop the clock. Make sure, right? Just one time. So let's see what they're going to do on 4th and 19. Not many choices here. 13-0, a low-scoring game. Good close one. Nice crowd here. Capacity here at Tom Delatorre Field somewhere around 6,000 or 7,000, right? We had a nice sellout last year against St. Joe's where the place was absolutely packed. There was standing room only around the baseball fields. So what do you have to add to that, Rob?
Well, you bring in those new stands to fit all these people, and Comet fans really know how to fill them up.
Right, they come out for the big games, kind of like baseball. Baseball. Let's just use. I'm a Met fan, so we'll use the Mets as an example. Now, the Mets aren't a great team, but they would have finished above 500 if they had a season. But they didn't have a season. But so who cares? But if the Mets are playing like the Braves, people are gonna go. But if they're playing like, I don't know, the Rockies. Who's going to go? I'm not going to go. Even I'm not going to go. I mean, come on. Anyway, here's a punt. Almost blocked.
You're going to get a flag on that.
They're going to call a flag on that. Joe Dawkins went in late. Joe Dawkins went in late and hit the punter after the play. It was incidental contact, but really it doesn't matter when it comes to the punter.
Right, the ref right on that call.
Crowd booing because they knew immediately when you hit the punter, that is a no-no. That's going to be an automatic first down for Pemberton. And again, we've had the personal foul penalty. Now this. Comets getting hurt by big penalties early.
It hurt them in last year's big St. Joe's game. You can't start early getting hurt on, you stop them, you made a big stop on defense, and then you go and get a penalty.
Although we lost that St. Joseph's game, that was a memorable one. Losing 16-14 on the last play. And that was a great game. You just have to hope. And that was the only loss of the season for the Comets.
Right, even though they did go on to win.
Right, they did go on to win the state championship. So you don't have to go undefeated to win it all, but of course that would help. That would just add another milestone to a record. And it'll be first down for Pemberton. So they get a break there, a big break. Let's see again if they can take advantage. In the term of taking advantage tonight, I think Pemberton's 0 for 3.
Yes. Not very good at taking advantage.
Not yet, but we don't want to jinx her and knock wood out there. If you're watching at home, knock wood somewhere here. Anyway, 1st and 10 Pemberton on the 38.
Seems to be a stoppage of play. Oh, timeout.
Referee's conferring about the clock, it appears. It reads 2:46, but let's take a look.
Okay, we've just been informed by our studio
Of our headsets from the truck downstairs.
yes, that the play clock is not official. Okay.
Well, it never is. We stated that. We did, however. Thanks to back in the truck. I mean, they're doing their job. Great part. We always have to work together as a broadcast team. Anyway, here's Kelly going way downfield. And it's complete for about a touchdown, number 24. And
I guess they took advantage on that one.
let's take a look. Andrew Gardner. I mean, we wouldn't even have our roster here, but that was a quick, nice pass by Kelly to Gardner. There's 6 on the board, and this game, all of a sudden, we got a good one here. We got a barn burner.
Yes, it looks like somebody blew coverage. I mean, you know,
He did not have anyone around him within 5 yards. That's huge. Got to do it.
And
Got to
the ball
have
thrown
defense.
right on the money, perfect in stride. He took it right in for the touchdown.
Great pass by Kelly. Stayed poised in the pocket. Not a lot of pressure there by the defensive line of the Comets. The score is currently 13-6. Let's see what happens here. Comets missed an extra point earlier as it was blocked.
Looks like they're setting up on the side. Look, there will be motion
Could go
here.
for 2. They could go for 1.
Right, looks like they're setting up for 1, but that sometimes means nothing.
Here's the snap. It's a bad snap, and it's picked up by Price, who might get into the end zone and does for the
Yes.
2-point conversion.
That was all Price there. You know, picking up the bad snap, taking it, breaking it out 3 tackles.
Now, obviously, it's easy to state after it happens. But what are the chances that the holder is the running back? What do you think? Because Price is the running back of this team, which we've seen here in the first half, and it was also the holder there for the extra point. Could be coincidence, but we don't know.
That's right. I mean, it was a bad snap. And maybe if it was a better snap, we could, you know, speculate. But
I mean, the quarterback for the Comets, Mosca, Perry, does hold for the Comets. So, I mean, it could be coincidence, but it's funny how it worked out in Pemberton's favor there. We got ourselves a good one now. It's 13-8 late in the second quarter as the game clock reads 2:38.
yes, this game's setting itself up to be one heck of a finish.
And like we said, we know what happened in last year's home opener.
And it was under the lights.
Most of the games are. I mean, next week's game is a Friday night game as opposed to the Saturday night's game, home against Nutley.
Yes, hopefully everybody will come out for that.
A game, come out for the support your Comets.
Yes,
Nice Friday night game. Should be a nice crowd.
you know, bring the family, everybody.
And the dog, I mean, they can come in.
Oh, sure.
They don't even have to pay admission.
Right.
I mean, they want to see a football game. Why wait for Sunday? Come from Friday. And Nutley's very improved, by the way. We scored 60-something points against Nutley last year. Yeah, we had like 50 in the first, but
As that game was played in Nutley, it was not broadcasted by us, but we will be broadcasting next week.
we will be here. Nutley here. .238, 13-8 is the score. Andrew Gardner gonna kick it off.
Brown, that's deep to receive for the Comets.
Good, high, long boot. Rashidi Brown has it on the 4. Comes down to about the 18-yard line.
That's Rashidi Brown on the return.
As great downfield coverage there by Pemberton, and they got down very fast and put big hits on Rashidi Brown.
Right on the Comets.
They did get down very quickly, and as we scan the crowd here, Pete Donnelly's in attendance. Pete, a star at Rutgers.
Yes.
Comets will.
Other stars that, you know, Comets that went to Division I schools, Vernon Rollins playing over there in University of Iowa, Roberto Santiago.
I mean, I don't know what the
East
final score
Carolina.
was of that Iowa game today, but they were down by over 30 when I shut it.
Yeah, I believe it was 61-21.
That was the
Somewhere
final?
around there. I believe so.
Anyway, here's back to live action. Rashidi Brown's going to turn the corner and get up to about the 37-yard line. Great run, Rashidi. Nice way to start. Nice 17-yard run.
Yeah, great run by Rashidi Brown there, showing his speed and his movements. After he got around the corner, got that extra burst of speed, he broke a couple tackles right against the sideline, pick up an extra 5 yards.
On the Hackensack 38-yard line.
Hackensack has it on their own 38. The clock might be a factor here. Down to about 2 minutes to go. Can Mosca engineer a 2-minute drive as the professionals do? What do you think, Rob?
I think Mosca does have the talent too. He's shown he can throw the football if need be. But right now, you know, with the ball, us running it so well, might as well keep it on the ground.
Al Shears checks in at tight end. Here's a handoff to Joe Dawkins. He's going to get across the 40 to the 45 to about the 47-yard line. He was hung on to very nicely by number 37, Terrence Lynch. Lynch saved the touchdown there.
Yes, Dawkins, you know, carrying Lynch about 6 yards, as Dawkins showed his power there. After he did a great job of finding the hole, got huge blocks there. You know, offensive line doing a great job there, and then Dawkins showing his power by carrying Lynch, the 6 yards. Comets
are going to have to hurry up now, under a minute and a half. And Lynch, I'm sure, is not easy to carry. He is 215, as we see on our roster. There's another handoff. Rashidi, flag down. 2 flags down.
Brown on the carry. Going down by Anton.
Clock will stop at a minute 15, but let's take a look with the penalty. Probably a holding.
Every ref seemed to catch that one.
Even the downfield ref down at about the 30-yard line. I don't know how he saw it. Unless there's 2 infractions on the play.
Penalties playing a big part so
Exactly.
far.
It wasn't a hold. It was an illegal motion.
As we go back to Pemberton's last drive,
Flag on the play.
the roughing the punter call kept the drive going, which led to 8 points after
That's
the
true.
2-point conversion.
That's very true.
Illegal motion against
And it'll be an illegal motion against the Comets, as we stated, and that'll move them back. I mean, the run didn't get him anywhere, but still, you don't like to see the penalties. 5-yard penalty. It'll still be first down. 1st and 15, the ball dead smack on the 50-yard line. Here's a handoff to Joe Dawkins, another flag. That one will go. That might come back again. I think that one's going to come back as well. And you know,
Flag on the play.
now we stated earlier how the wind was a factor. Now the flag is dead still. The flag is dead still, not even moving. Those are signs of a thunderstorm. No wind. Kind of silence.
Yeah, hopefully, though, it'll
A muggy night.
hold over until the game is over.
Kind
Get
of,
this in.
kind of like a horror movie.
Where they'll have it first.
Dark around the stadium.
Yeah.
Hot. Any sound you make is magnified by 100 times. Anyway, it's 1st and 25, so they're going in the wrong direction here. 1st and 25 from the 45. Nothing there. Nothing there.
No, that's something you rarely see when Rashidi Brown touches the ball. But no
now,
gain.
The Pemberton defensive line there, tremendous. They really went through the Hackensack offensive line. They had 5 guys wrap them up within a matter of seconds.
Yes, great job. Like I said before, Pemberton's done their homework. You know, they know.
Speaking of homework, I have a lot this week, and I don't know when I'm going to do it, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, you know, they getting the penetration needed as it brings up 2nd and 20 with 19 seconds to go.
I don't really have a lot. I was only kidding. Here's Rashidi with a little pitch out, and he's not going to get much. He's going to get to the 44-yard line. That's going to really bring the second quarter to an end. The clock's down to 5 and running.
So it seems the teams head off to the locker rooms.
And let's take a look. We're just waiting for the official buzzer. There it is.
Yes.
Now, we want you to stand by now for we have a little commercial break. Then we'll be back for the second half. An interesting first half, though, Rob.
Right.
The score at halftime. Hackensack Comets, 13. The Pemberton Hornets, 8. And we'll be back after this commercial break.
1976, George Cisneros had a stroke. 1990, Stanley Monroe had a stroke. 1982, George Vavilas had a stroke. But stroke didn't mark the end of their lives or their lifestyles. Find out the warning signs of stroke from your American Heart Association. Because the sooner your symptoms are recognized and treated, the faster you'll get back into the swing of things.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Robert Moderano along with Sean Stein, and this is the second half to the Comets, Hackensack Comets, Pemberton Hornets game. It's halftime right now. It's 13-8 in favor of the Comets. And, you know, a lot of things have changed since last year's team. You know, Comets are usually having a lot more points at halftime than they do right now. But I've just been informed by, you know, the people down in our truck that, Sean, you've been in the locker room, you know, in halftime. You know, what did you find out?
I was also roaming the sidelines during the first half, and I found out that Coach Toll was beginning to be a little unhappy that Rashidi wasn't able to perform because Pemberton had, as you said before, did their homework, and they've been queuing on Rashidi all day. So it was also smart in the first half, on the first possession, when they had Joe Dawkins take the ball and run it down. Coach Toll was smart, did his homework there too, knowing they'll key on Rashidi, so he had Joe Dawkins, who is also, at some points we've heard he's faster clocked in the 40 than Rashidi. Don't know if that's true or not. As Rob said earlier, the running game for Hackensack has been working, but he also said that Hackensack hasn't been able to put as many points on the board. I think that's because of the loss of a couple of key offensive players. As we said, they've lost All-American Peter Donnelly and Roberto Santiago. They've also lost fullback Justin Lambert from last year's team.
Definitely, Justin was a huge part of the Comets last year. You know, he did it all. You know, he played linebacker. He was a hard hitter. On the offensive side, he was first of all, when he carried the ball, he picked up the big yardage. You know, and he was a main blocker for Rashidi Brown. So I mean, a lot of changes for that line. Like I said in the beginning of the game, it's going to be crucial for that line to perform in order for Rashidi to have a huge year.
Exactly. And they don't have that much size on the line anymore. Hackensack only has 2 big players this year. It's Bobby Kendricks and Julius Mitchell. And Julius Mitchell's only a sophomore, and he's playing JV.
So as we get set to kick it off, the Comets moving from our right to the left, as they will be receiving in the second half.
And they will be going to the west.
Okay, thank you. And Pemberton will be kicking off for Andrew Gardner,
Brown and Dawkins.
as Rashidi Brown and Joe Dawkins are deep for the Comets.
For the Hackensack Comets.
So once again, score 13-8 in favor of the Comets as we get set to start the second half.
Pemberton has been kicking the ball well today. And another beautiful kick.
As it's taken at about the 4-yard line by Dawkins. Dawkins got blocking ahead as he moves his way up to the pile, up past the 20 to about the 25-yard line.
That was some excellent blocking by the Comets up there to get Dawkins up.
Yes, Joe, you know, doing a great job. As we have a timeout, there seems to be an injured Hornet. Can't seem to see who it is, but you know, they're doing a great job of Dawkins. This is following his blockers and getting it out to the 25-yard line. As we try to see who the injured Hornet is.
We have a Pemberton player down.
I think it's number 64, Chris Gilbert, I've heard.
Okay.
He's their offensive guard and defensive tackle.
He seemed to end up on the bottom of that pile. Maybe some pulled, twisted the wrong way, but really you never want to speculate on an injury.
They seem to be looking at it. Looks like his arm, his right arm.
He seems
up.
to be up, and that's a good sign. You never like to see people being injured.
Oh, always.
So with 11:54 to go, in the third quarter, 13-8 Comets, as Mosca set to lead the Comets.
Comets have 3 wideouts.
As the give looks to be Rashidi, and Rashidi picks up a couple yards
Brown on the carry.
out to about the 29-yard line.
Center of the Pemberton
As the center of the Pemberton line converged, got good penetration, made the tackle.
I have no idea what's going through Coach Toll's mind right now. What his probably one of the best running backs, if not the best, in the state, is being stopped everywhere he runs today. Dawkins, you can't run him all day long, because sooner or later he's going to get tired, and they need him for next week, along with Rashidi.
Well, again, they lost a lot of people on the offensive line, so that's something they'll have to work out. So here we go, second down. Mosca on the option, he's going to pitch it. No, he's going to keep it. Mosca up past the 35-yard line to about the 36.
It's going to be close to a first down.
Bring up about 3rd and 1.
Something you don't see often, a quarterback taking it like Mosca did, putting his head down and running. Got to give him guts.
Yeah, Mosca, has a really good head on his shoulder. After last year, Evans Roach went down with an injury. He had the call. He led the Comets to the state championship. Now, you expect a lot from him this year after having the year of experience. And now, he is the real starter.
Especially if Mosca gets hurt. Your two backup QBs are both sophomores. Evans Roach's younger brother, Collins, is the second string quarterback.
Exactly. So here we go. They picked up the first down that play, and they give us to Dawkins now as he makes some nice moves, spins it around up to about the 45-yard line.
Gain of about 7 on the play.
Yes, bring up about 2nd and 3.
Boy, the Hackensack running backs, Dawkins and Rashidi, they're both just fun to watch with all the moves they both have. I don't know if any of you home watching this game now were here at the East Side scrimmage, but I remember being amazed when I saw Rashidi carry about 5 guys on his back and still take them for about 5 or 10 yards.
Right, so 10 minutes to go. Here, 2nd and 2 for the Comets, with them leading 13-8. Mosca calls the plays. And here we go. The give, I believe, is to Rashidi, as in the second effort he did.
No, it was not Rashidi.
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
It was Dawkins.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. That was Dawkins, and on his second effort, he did pick up the first down.
Dawkins, for some reason, the coaches have him playing at fullback. I guess that's because of his ability, his speed, and that he can move the ball and do all those moves. Because when you look at him, he does not look like he has the build for a fullback.
No, but Dawkins, he is a very powerful runner.
Oh,
and he
definitely.
showed that in the first half as he carried a player 6
or 7 yards.
Yes.
I was standing right there when he did that. Amazed.
So 1st and 10 is the play will be ruled dead.
It looks like it's going to be a false start on, I think, Hackensack. Going to have to wait for the officials. Penalties all day. If that's against Hackensack, the penalties have been killing them. They have 8 points already they've given up off of a penalty.
Yes, that key, questionable call maybe. He didn't really run into him as hard, the punter that was in the first half. Dawkins, he ran into the punter. Maybe not a lot. Good acting job, though. But, hey, he got the call and he got the job done.
Legal formation on the Comets. 5-yard penalty.
Well, it's an illegal formation call on the Comets. They're going to go back another 5. And it's going to be 1st and 15.
With 9:05 to go here in the 3rd quarter. As Mosca calling the plays. He's going to keep it. He's got some room. And he pitches it to Rashidi. And Rashidi knocked out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. He picked up about 6 yards. Run out of bounds by number 37 on Pemberton. And that is Terrence Lynch.
I don't understand what happened in that play. Rashidi was the one getting the hit, and Rashidi stayed up and run when number 37 and the rest of Pemberton's defenders both fell and rolled into the sidelines.
Right.
It's Rashidi's strength.
Here you go. Seems to be a little confusion here on Comets as Mosca trying to get the signals. Here we go. Okay,
Comets trying to call a timeout.
And they do.
Okay.
So that confusion, cost them a timeout with 8:53 to go here in the 3rd.
And with a close game like this, if it stays like this, the timeouts are going to become important towards the end.
Oh, definitely.
Coaches hate that when they have to blow a timeout for, sometimes it's called stupidity, others it's miscommunication.
Right, but still, you know, you'd rather call the timeout, use it now, rather than, you know, have a busted play, even lose the football here in this situation.
Or take the 5 yards back because of the delay of game. You know what they should put in high school football, which I think we should have one here, a play clock. It'll help help them a lot.
But that is kept down on the field by the officials, and you know, as the quarterback, Mosca knows how much time he has. This is his second year. He knows what he's doing. So, you know, it's really though. I do agree with you. I think they should have something for the fans and for us announcers to see too.
I also don't agree with that because think about Mosca's position. He's up there. He doesn't know exactly how much time he has. He could estimate, but he's never exact. And sometimes he might think he has 5 seconds left, and they call him for the delay of game. He needs something to know how much time he has left.
Well, so here we go, 2nd and 9. Mosca calling the signals once again. And he gives to Dawkins. Dawkins has a hole. He brings it up. Heads into Hornet territory up to about the 46-yard line, I believe.
Yes, excellent blocking by the Comet line that time. Give Dawkins a big enough hole.
Which will bring up 3rd down and about 4 with 8:30 to go here in the 3rd.
Well, I do know that Hackensack, although their line might not be big this year, next year it's going to be very big. Because right now on the freshman team, we have 2 or 3 linemen who are about 200-300 pounds there.
Right, well that's good. Then the Comet future does look bright. As here we go, 3rd down and 4. The pitch to Brown. Brown has a hole and he's got room. He's running. Oh, still on his feet. And he's down all the way to about the 20-yard line. But there is a flag on the play.
I think it's going to be a defensive call because as Rashidi was trying to break the move, or it's going to be on Rashidi the flag. As Rashidi was trying to break through, that's where the flag was thrown. It was thrown right at where Rashidi was.
But it looks like it's on Hackensack because they are moving the ball back.
That Hackensack or not, that was still an amazing run by Rashidi.
Right, as it's holding on Hackensack, so bring it back. But as you pointed out, a beautiful run once again by Rashidi Brown, breaking all those tackles and getting it down to the 20. But we'll bring it back.
We are to say that Rashidi does hold 3 Hackensack records right now.
Yes.
Most touchdowns a season, most touchdowns a game, and most yards a season. Boy, he's going to be missed next year.
Yes, he will.
But don't forget, Dawkins is only a junior, and he'll be back.
Yes.
That ball comes back to the Pemberton 48-yard line.
So the ball back to the 48-yard line, and it's 3rd down and about 6.
First down.
As the clock begins to tick again, Mosca over center. Here it is. He's back. The late handoff to Brown. He's caught in the backfield. No, he gets it late. Brown up. He may have lost a yard on that.
Or he got almost back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, that was all Rashidi Brown. The Hornet defense got a lot of penetration.
I still have to give it to Rashidi there. Instead of taking a 5 or maybe even a 10-yard loss, he was able to get through that and get back close to the line of scrimmage.
Definitely.
And now, Mosca's back to punt for the Comets now.
So here we go, 4th down, Mosca back.
I've seen Mosca punt. He is pretty good. I'm wondering if he's going to angle it and try and get it out at about the 5.
Yes.
He is angling it.
Good call, and it's out at about
The 18.
16-yard line. Okay, 18, 16.
Beautiful
Good
punt.
call there by colleague Sean Stein.
Thank you, Rob.
You've obviously done your homework.
Oh, yeah. It helps being in the locker room at half.
Yes, hey.
Been watching this team during their practices and in between the freshman practices. You know, I have to say something. John Kruger used to play for Hackensack. He's now the starting punter at Duke. I've heard the other day, and Duke is now 3-0 this year. They had a 43-0 win the other day, and John Kruger had 3 punts that landed inside the 5.
Yes, so Hackensack alumni doing well for themselves. Here we go as quarterback Larry Kelly gets behind center. And nope,
Looks
the
like
play
pass.
action. He lets it go and it's complete. To up close to a 1st down. And it is complete too. Let's get the number.
That was a nice stop by C.J. Evans, making the tackle.
Number 86, Russell. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Robert Young picks up the reception, and it's about second down, about, say, about 3.
Great defense there on the Comets, able to read it. Stopped the first down, but gave up too much yardage for first down play.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and 2. Hornets on their own 26-yard line.
Comets look to be showing blitz.
Yes, Kelly hands the ball off, and he's hitting the backfield.
Stop. Making the initial hit, it was Corey McKay, number 4. You know, back to the Hackensack alumni making a name for themselves. Hackensack linebacker Randy Neal from a few years ago, down in Virginia right now, is said to be a future, well, he's graduating this year, and he's said to be a future pick in the NFL.
Yes, he is the Cavaliers captain, so that's good.
Last year's leading Cavalier tackler.
He led the ACC in tackling.
And setting a new Virginia record.
Yes, as officials time out as they come to measure for the first down. We got it. So, here we go. He looked to have gotten it, but...
Looks a little short to me.
And... Yes, once again I'm wrong. Okay, I'm doing well tonight, but anyway.
It's the opening game of the season.
Right, you know, just getting going.
Join us back for Teaneck on Thanksgiving, and we'll have everything down by then.
Oh, yeah, we should, the last game of the season. But join us next week. We will be broadcasting the Nutley game. We'll be having Friday night. You know, you want to come down, like we said before, bring the family.
The kids, dog.
Right, the dog.
Bring a bagged lunch.
Right.
Or you could support our senior class.
Yes, that's even a better idea.
Support the senior class. Make this year memorable for them. Or for all of you morning birds, next Saturday you can come down to Nutley and cheer on our freshman team. 9:30 in the morning. How many of you want to go for that? Even us players don't want to go. But the future of the Comets, come cheer them on.
Right, so it's 6:33 to go here in the third.
Showing blitz.
As Kelly's going to keep it, and he looks to have the first down.
Yep, the officials are probably going to stop it again for measure. But
yeah, it's going to depend on the spot. So Will Simmons on the initial hit. And looks like, yes, they're going to move the chains.
First down.
First down, all right.
And it's a Pemberton first
So
down.
that'll keep the drive going for the Hornets. That's a good job there by Kelly, getting the first down.
You know, there's also some things you disagree about, although it's hard to tell, but a lot of the times in football, it's a matter of where the referee places the ball. You could be wound up half a yard short on fourth down, but where the ref puts down the ball is where you go. And that can mean the difference between a win or a loss sometimes.
That's right, here we go, 1st and 10, 6 minutes to go. Kelly behind center calls the plays. Quick release, it's wobbly, and it's incomplete.
I believe someone got a hand on it. I'm not sure if that was Al Shears or Corey McKay on them who got a hand on it.
Broken up at the line of scrimmage by Al Shears.
It was Al Shears who got a hand on it.
Once again, Al Shears doing a great job. That's, I believe, the 3rd time this game he has batted a ball down.
Al Shears is having an amazing day so far, making a couple of big tackles, batting down a couple of balls. He's also a very good basketball player.
Yes.
Plays on our Comet team.
So 2nd and 10, 13-8 Comets, 5:54 to go here in the third. Kelly behind center. And the pitch around the right side, and he's hit. Corey McKay.
We have a
penalty flag
flag.
down.
I think that's going to be against the offense. There's been a lot of flags today thrown. Most of them have been against Hackensack, unfortunately.
Right, it's just holding on the Pemberton Hornets.
And you can hear our capacity crowd on that.
He's holding on Pemberton.
So let's see if the Comets choose to accept it, or do they bring up 3rd down? It looks like, let's see. Well, they still haven't moved the ball yet. And here we go now.
Move it back.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 20.
20. Oh, yeah.
It's like a mile. With 5:48 to go in the third, 13-8 Comets.
A mile. With this Comets defense, it's more like 5 miles.
Yes.
It's like going from our field to New York, which is a good 30 miles away.
So here we go, Kelly. Behind center once again. Back, Play action. He's going to keep it and run. He's got a couple yards, and he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Brought down by the Hackensack linebackers. Nothing seems to be working well tonight for Pemberton.
No, except that one pass play.
But don't forget, I have not seen Pemberton today really move the ball from really getting like the ball, like on a punt or on a kickoff.
Right.
The only reason they scored was because of basically a penalty on Hackensack.
Yes. So it'll bring us down to the 5-minute mark here in the third. And Kelly getting set. Here we go. 3rd and 16.
Linebackers, they look like, no, they drop out of the
Here we
blitz.
go, the pass, and he's throwing deep down the sidelines. Oh, and it's
Just
incomplete.
threw it too far, or from the throw. Was
Yes, so incomplete to Anton Hicks. He did have a step on the defender, but it was overthrown. It'll bring up 4th and 16, a definite punting situation.
I believe the defender was number 7, Jelani Bowden.
He is a junior.
Yes.
So here we go. Back to punt. Back for the Comets is number 3, Rashidi Brown and Andrew Gardner to punt it away for the Hornets with 4:45 to go in the third. The snap and the punt, and it's a good one as Brown's going to take it at about the 28-yard line, and Brown's got a hole. He takes it up to the 50. Up, he's still on his feet.
He's still on his feet.
Yes. And so down at about the 48-yard line is a great punt return there by Rashidi Brown.
Rashidi Brown. Who do we give credit for the tackle on that team? I did not see a tackle.
That was a definite group effort.
Group
by the Hornets
effort.
special teams.
Group effort. I don't mean to put the Hornets down, but if that was a group effort, they didn't even take him down and they had 11 guys on him.
Right, that shows the strength and the power of Rashidi Brown.
And most of it's in his legs.
Yeah, so here we go. 1st and 10 for the Comets at the Hornets' 47-yard line about. Mosca, once again, behind center.
Krenn in motion.
Yes. The pitch is to Brown. Brown, he's got some blocking. No, he's hit the backfield.
Whoa.
Looking for a hole. He runs back. He's still around. And he's brought down for a big loss. Back to the 45-yard line. And a late hit there, but no flag.
Nice.
And the crowd.
To 7,000
Yes.
people. If I was those referees, I would not leave today.
So I don't know, a questionable non-call there by the referees, but once again we're up here and they're down there.
We don't know what they see.
Right.
The crowd did not like that call.
So he's brought back to about the 46 of the Comets, and it's 2nd and 16.
A 6-yard loss. That play was broken up right away, though.
Yes.
Pemberton had it keyed already.
Great pursuit. Here's Mosca, calls the signals, and he hands off Rashidi again, and he's up to about the 50-yard line.
Flags on the play.
Yes, once again, a flag on the play. As it seems that the first half went very quick, and now this third quarter is lingering on after all these penalties are starting to be called.
I've seen more flags thrown so far than I've seen at the United Nations,
Oh, a quick one there.
which is sad.
Penalty on the Comets.
And motion penalty on the Comets, which will knock them back even more.
I don't know if you brought this up earlier, but Pemberton, has been here since about around lunchtime preparing for this game.
Yes, yes.
They want Hackensack. Pemberton not state ranked, but supposedly a big South Jersey powerhouse.
Yes, and they are showing it here, only down 13-8 with 3:08 to go here in the third. As it's down to the Comets like 42-yard line. And once again, it's second down, but this time it's
2nd and 5
21.
miles.
Yes, definitely. Woo. So Mosca, maybe a passing situation here, but you never know. Here,
Watch Dave DeRosa on this pass.
Mosca, back, and he's going to keep it. He keeps it, he's got a hole. Past the 50, into Hornet territory, down to about the 42-yard line.
Almost lost the ball there, as you saw, but he reached back and was able to pull it in.
Yes. So they'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 for the Comet.
Aaron Enrod on the tackle for Pemberton.
So good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue.
Okay, I was just gonna say, good run there by Mosca.
Mosca showing he has the heart to go in there and take the hits. Unlike some quarterbacks that we've seen run and then run out of bounds.
Right, it's 3rd and 6. Mosca back to pass. He's
Keep
rolling right. He sees a man. No, and it's picked off.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. It's picked off by, I believe, number 77?
I think it was
37.
7.
I'm sorry. 37, Terrence Lynch, stepping right in front of that Mosca pass. And Mosca, though, making up for it a little bit by making the touchdown-saving tackle, knocking him out of bounds.
It almost looked like Mosca got ran over, too.
Yes. Seems to be okay, though. Maybe, a little dazed, but that'll be 1st and 10. Hackensack about 45. 2:17 to go. Here in the 3rd. 13-8 Hackensack.
Pemberton sidelines just went crazy on that interception, knowing with a touchdown here it could put him in the lead.
Yes. As Kelly behind center. And he gives it up. Around the corner, Price, he can't seem to turn it, but he does pick up a yard on it.
Kenyatta Powell on the tackle.
Yes, he's had some hard hits tonight, and there's another one, so it'll be 2nd down and about 9 after that 1-yard carry by Price.
You know what I think has happened here? The Comets have been jinxed, and I think we have to blame the record for this. Whenever the record picks Hackensack to destroy a team, Hackensack always winds up either just edging out a victory or getting killed.
Yes, and in the record, it was 21-7 in favor of the Comets. As the Comets did come into this game ranked, the preseason polls ranked 5th in the state, according to the New Jersey record.
And that is the New Jersey, not just the records, but all the papers in New Jersey go by the same.
Right, so on 2nd and 9, it's a delay of game on the Hornets.
Back to that, the play clock.
Yes, again. You're not able to see it, but that'll bring it back to about midfield with 1:28 to go here in the 3rd. But again, like you said, the play clock, nobody's able to see it.
I don't know how many of you Comet fans are at home watching this because you couldn't be here, but Hackensack does have a new voice in the press box this year.
Yes, we did mention that, Mr. Fred Servo.
Mr. Stanley retired and is now living in Florida.
Yes, we mentioned that too.
Just making sure.
Yeah, good thorough work there. Here, so Kelly, 2nd and 14 from about the 50s. He drops back to pass and he lets one go down the sidelines, and it's picked up by Dawkins. Joe Dawkins with a great leaping catch to pick that one off at about the 20-yard line.
Dawkins looked a little slow getting up, but he looks fine now.
Yes, that pass was intended for number 24, Andrew Gardner. But Dawkins did a great job coming over from his safety position to pick that off.
Yes. I don't know if you heard it on your headset, but down in the truck, they all just went crazy now.
Yes, and so they all have 7,000 fans. Hopefully this will spark the Comet offense with 1:20 to go here in the 3rd.
Got to give the Pemberton fans credit. I don't know how many of them are here, but it looks to be a great number over there.
Yes, and they're very loud.
Driving 2 hours up here. They all came by bus. Looks like Pemberton looks like the whole town is here.
Yes, they have about 8 or 9 buses here as Mosca set to go in a minute to go, 1st and 10 from the 20. And the give is to, was that Dawkins? Or no, it looked to be Rashidi Brown. Yes, it was.
Rashidi.
And Rashidi picks up about 2. As the clock ticks down to 45 seconds. Comets still leading 13-8.
You know it's going to be a little upsetting too. The way this goes is I don't know if Coach Toll picked another game with Pemberton next year, but being in out of league, they usually go 1 game each year at each town. Next year, Hackensack's going to have to take the long 2.5-hour drive down there.
Right. So here we go again. 2nd and 8. 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd. Mosca behind center. Calling the plays, and he's back. And they give us to Rashidi. Brown around, and he picks up about 3 on the carry. Bring up about 3rd down at about 5. And that should be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
3, 2, 1.
And
remember to play.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So that'll end the 3rd quarter. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, the Hackensack Comets 13 and the Pemberton Hornets 8. And like we stated before, we're here in between quarters. But now, coming into the booth to take my place is Mr. Frank DiLorenzo, who was here in the first half, and now he's back. Welcome back, Frank.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Great third quarter here. The game remains 13-8. That's what the score was at halftime, and we're setting our stage here for a great fourth quarter.
Most definitely. Look for both teams to come to start with a big long drive.
I've just been informed by concessionaires.
Hopefully Hackensack can make the most of it.
And also, there were some emotions. Emotions were flaring in the third quarter.
Especially with that, what Hackensack fans feel was a very bad call on that late hit.
Well, since I wasn't up here, I'm in a bad spot here. Since I wasn't up here for the third quarter, I was able to stay down low along the field side, and I really thought it was a late hit. I don't know what you thought up here in the booth, but Rashidi was clearly down, and there clearly was a late hit.
I'm still amazed at that one where Pemberton, it looked like they tried to gang tackle Rashidi, but Rashidi was still up.
So we're going to set the stage for the fourth quarter here. Let us just wrap it up here. 13-8 in favor of the Comets. 12 minutes of football left.
Regulation.
In regulation. And we're getting ready for the fourth right now. Here we go. He's going to keep it, give it out to Rashidi, and Rashidi's not going to get much at all.
I've talked about this with Rob before, I don't know how you feel, but Rashidi, for some reason, just hasn't been performing today.
Well, he's been performing, I think, but what it is, all goes back to the same drawing thing board. Exactly.
The homework.
The homework. Pemberton's great defensive pressure and the lack of tremendous size, as Rashidi's accustomed to, on the offensive front for the Comets. So that's going to really enter into a lot of things in the fourth quarter as the Comets are going to punt it here.
It looked like, I think it's going to be a false start on Hackensack.
And the Comets are not clicking offensively. Penalties, penalties, penalties. They'll kill you every time. I mean, that's amazing. Can't happen.
They're going to be here early in the morning watching the videotapes.
And I have a funny feeling they're going to be also running a bit.
Running. Don't forget, football is a team sport, so you could run a 90-yard touchdown run. Rashidi could do that. And if one guy was holding, he has to take it all back, and he loses all 90 yards.
Exactly.
I've seen that happen.
So rather than 4th and 4 punt, now it's a 4th and 9 punt. Moscow will have to do it again, and Pemberton might be charging here for the blocked punt.
Don't forget, Pemberton now also has basically an extra 5 yards closer to the goal than they were before.
And they also have something very important, that's momentum. As here's the punt taken by Sutton on the 42.
Excellent punt.
Nice punt. Moscow is out of bounds at the 49. Exactly.
I think it's going to be an illegal block on Pemberton.
Let's take a look as the flag came flying from the middle of the pack there.
Back to the weather, which we were talking about earlier. It seemed to die down, but now it seems like it's starting to drizzle again.
It is starting to drizzle. The penalty is against Pemberton, so that'll move them back a bit.
Kamachila is trying to get the fans into the game.
Big chant of defense here. Pemberton ball only down by 5 as they converted on the 2-point conversion after scoring a touchdown late in the second quarter.
Boy, you know what? I'm sorry. Well, just to let you know, the flag was for clipping, but watching this game here, for some reason I just had St. Joe's game click into my mind. With the fourth quarter of that game, where Hackensack's emotions was just running so high.
The emotions were running high. Pass interference call. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, and then
a questionable pass interference call, but a pass interference call nonetheless.
And then the amazing catch by St. Joe's on his back. I believe now he's gone on to college and is one of the star receivers in college too. I forgot who it was.
Anyway, back to live action. Kelly throws incomplete. Great pressure there by Al Shears once again. We've been calling his name a lot tonight.
Yes, and Kenyatta Powell, who just broke up that play.
And he's been having a nice game tonight also.
Hackensack has been having a nice game. Also, for those of you just joining us, Hackensack is leading 13-8. Started with a touchdown run by Joe Dawkins. They had the extra point.
They had the extra point, and then they also had the touchdown of Rashidi Brown, who was untouched through the middle, but a blocked extra point.
Yes.
Pemberton answered with a touchdown of their own to Andrew Gardner.
Don't forget what caused that touchdown was an illegal hit on the punter when Pemberton punted.
Exactly. And just to finish that, they quickly converted the 2-point conversion.
Yes. Which I believe our booth was calling from downstairs. Watched the 2-point the whole time.
That's true. That's very true.
Jason Sutton on the carry.
The umbrellas are going up here at Tom Delatorre Field.
Whoa, it's starting to come down here in Hackensack.
Montgomery on the stoppable.
Not very hard, but it could pick up at any moment.
And we're up here in the booth preparing for rain.
Yes, that's true. We have to put the umbrellas up ourselves.
For those of you loyal Comet fans who really want to do something to the high school, help our TV program by getting us an enclosed booth up here. We need it because we get soaked.
Here's Kelly to throw. Kelly completes it to about the 36-yard line.
Pat Kren on the stop.
Pat Kren on the stop. And the catch by Antonio Hicks.
Brought down over there by
Putting my amazing Hackensack Comets water coat.
That's not a bad idea.
Don't want
Bam! I brought my trusty umbrella just in case. The maroon umbrella as we break it out.
Speaking of maroon, don't forget all you Hackensack fans, Nutley's going to be here on Friday night, 7 p.m.
That's true. What does that have to do with maroon? But we'll get back to that later. I don't know. Anyway, it's a great punt by Pemberton. All the way down to the 13-yard line.
Pemberton's been kicking well all day long, or all night long,
inside the
all afternoon long. Because I've seen him here this afternoon practicing.
Where the Comets will have the ball first.
9.5 remaining. 13-8 Comets. Comet ball. But they're way back in their own territory, their own 13-yard line. So they have a long distance to go, 87 yards, if they're to convert another score here.
Down from the truck, we've just heard that Pemberton, all they could do well is punt or kick. I don't know if that's true.
Feisty. We have just been rejoined in the booth. Okay, no, we haven't. He left.
He got scared.
Yeah, Rob, a little camera shy, of course, right, Rob?
Saw the weather start to pick up.
The weather outside is frightful. It is far from delightful. Here's the handoff to Joe Dawkins. Fumble! And it's going to be Pemberton football. It's going to be Pemberton football. Look at the field position. 21-yard line of the Comets. Joe Dawkins and Perrin Muska did not communicate there.
I just have one thing to say. Stupid mistakes. I'd just like to bring up something up. Remember that Pemberton player who we said was injured before? Right now I see an ambulance pulling into the high school grounds.
I really hope nothing is wrong seriously there.
Oh, I hope so too. Because that's a shame, especially on the first game of the season, to see someone go out with an injury.
And the high school level. Although it's competitive, you still want it to be fun.
Injuries, even in professional level, it's not fun.
Here's Kelly. Kelly, a quick lob to the corner of the end zone, and it's caught for
Touchdown.
let's wait. Touchdown, Pemberton. Touchdown, Pemberton with 8:36 to go.
Pat Kren was on the... He went
Single
for the...
coverage because the Comets were in blitz formation.
I disagree with what Pat Kren did there. He went for the interception instead of the block. And
the Comets fans are stunned.
By quarterback Larry Kelly.
I don't know. I would watch out now. Remember what Pemberton did last time. They went for the 2.
Last time they went for 2. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're up by 1 now. They kick the extra point. They're up by 2. A field goal gives the Comets the lead.
A field goal. They make the 2. A field goal will tie the game.
Only tie. Only tie.
Don't forget, their running back is their holder. Okay, so Pemberton's going to take a timeout to discuss this. Back to the high school level and injuries. It really is a shame. Even in the professional, I don't know how many of you saw Los Angeles and San Francisco game.
That was a gruesome injury.
And they just kept replaying it.
I know, like we didn't see it the first 15,637 times.
Same thing with Joe Theismann.
Joe thought that was even more gruesome. That maybe had a little bit more, maybe showing that a little bit more because of, Giant was involved in LT.
Yeah.
But still, that was on Monday Night Football, national television, and they just keep replaying it. And I really feel sorry for him. The Raiders were expected to have a good team this year.
Yes.
They didn't survive well that opening week and got hammered the second week.
They've fallen apart, it looks like.
Let's take a look what's going to happen here now. Pemberton up 1. Let's see if they're going to go for 1 or 2.
Comet coaches are getting off the field.
1, 2.
Okay, Pemberton fans are going crazy. More confusion on the Pemberton sideline. My heart's already starting to pound.
Why?
This game is going to come down to the final drive.
Oh, I was wondering if you had something wrong with you. I was kind of hoping, like, what's the matter?
Oh no, I just hope there's nothing wrong. I don't want to fall off here.
What?
We're like 500 feet above ground level here at Comet
Right, another
Stadium.
timeout called by Pemberton.
They must really be debating this.
Decisions, you know.
Now they've wasted 2 timeouts.
Was the first one called by Pemberton?
Yes, it was.
Well, I know that one last was also, so why would they waste 2 on
Especially with the
St.
game
Blam?
with make the 2 points or they don't. It's going to be, or they go for the extra point. It's going to be a close game.
Right.
Either way. Now you've just wasted 2 timeouts. You're down to 1. Hackensack has 2 left for the final minute.
And the fourth quarter is always important to use your timeouts. You want to stop the clock here, hurry up offense here, you need a score. We'll see what happens here, and they're going to go for 2.
A silence is falling over the Hackensack side.
Because they know regardless, they're going to be trailing, and they're going to have to score. Here we go.
They're going for 2.
He's going to throw it to
He's
the
got
end
a
zone,
man
number
open.
86. Incomplete. Incomplete. The extra point fails. So now,
Pat Kren was on the coverage there.
Craner was on the coverage there. He was also on the coverage on the touchdown catch. 8:36 to go. 14-13 Pemberton.
1 point game. Now any kind of score here for Hackensack puts them in the lead.
Now, if you're an avid listener to the Comets this year or last year, everyone's aware out there that I'm a Met fan. Now, to do a little impersonation in memory of someone who made the Hall of Fame this year as a Met, although I wasn't as a player, Bob Murphy always says, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be an exciting finish. And folks, boy, is that true here. Fasten your seatbelts for the final 8:36 of this game. 14-13 Pemberton.
I think Hackensack should send the lights home. The 2 home openers with the lights have been games like this.
This one's far from over. Far from over. The offensive threat is there for Hackensack, so obviously this is far from in the bag, but you're right, on home openers under the lights, the Comets have not fared well.
Now is where Coach Toll goes crazy. He has to figure out now with Rashidi, they've been keying up on him, and he hasn't been able to get through the line of scrimmage today. If he's going to go with Rashidi, or he's going to go with Dawkins, or he's going to go to the passing game. Mosca hasn't thrown that many passes today.
Not at all.
Or is he just going to let Mosca run it, who's been doing a great job?
We're going to have to take a look. It's all things that could happen in the second half. Or in the second half, yeah, I'm good. In the fourth quarter.
The second half of the fourth quarter.
That's fair, thanks. Yeah, I like that. That was good. That was kind of like one of my favorite lines. The bucket pales in comparison. I don't know why that floated my boat, but it did. Anyway,
McKay.
here is Corey. Corey's very quick. He gets out to about the 30-yard line.
Gang tackle there.
And here comes the Comet offense.
Remember, last time, 2 big plays have led to Comet problems. There was a fumble last time, and unfortunately,
And you also want to stay out of penalties. The Comets have taken many tonight. A more inordinate amount than we've seen in the past with the Comets. They're usually not a team that commits many, but tonight they've had several.
it looks like the Comets have sometimes been going the wrong way. I think they're forgetting which way they want to go.
That's true. You have to hope they're going to put that behind them now. Let's take a look here what happened.
Timeout. Officials are waving for timeout.
Seems to be a little problem on the sideline. They're going to get that rectified.
It looked like it was a problem with the chains.
Okay, they're set. We're set.
I'm going to blame that chain problem on the Hackensack High School freshman football team, who they look like they're the ones who are carrying the chains right now. Yes, I believe. That's
Okay.
right. Flags all over the place there.
And, you know, entering the season in the preseason state poll, the Comets, who finished number 2 last year, come in the preseason number 5. An opening night loss at home under the lights in front of a decent crowd really
Motion against the Comets.
would really hurt their chances in the polls. Then they would slip a bit.
Oh yes, definitely.
Ball on the Hackensack.
Pemberton could gain off a win here today too.
That's a 5-yard false start against the Comets, which pushes them back to the 25. First and 15.
I think that false start was against Al Shears as he was pulled out.
Al Shears was having a great defensive game. He's also a tight end. There's Joe Dawkins straight up the middle for 4.
Hand off to Joe Dawkins.
Gets close to the line of scrimmage. Starting to come down again here.
Yes, it is.
Of the Pemberton Lions.
And the clock continuing to run. 7:40 and ticking for the Comets now.
This just makes the game a little better. Fourth quarter, driving down. The rain's starting to come down. The ball's going to be slippery. The ground is going to be wet. Personally, if it was raining right now, I wouldn't mind if Pemberton had the ball. Let them fumble it.
That's
But
true. And you
Hackensack
know,
with the ball.
also, we stated how Moscow has not thrown a lot tonight. Throwing the ball would be a problem in this weather. Maybe it's to their advantage that they don't do it that much. Moscow's going to throw here with a rollout pass, complete to Al Shears into Pemberton territory at the 48-yard line.
He just ran number 10 over. Hackensack fans go crazy.
Crowd really liked that play. Maybe they sense a comeback here by the Comets.
Al Shears, if you look, too bad we don't have instant replay. For those of you people who love the Comets, donate instant replay to our TV program.
Oh boy, I mean that.
And they have to donate the little roof covering up here.
Yeah, that should come first.
Because with the rain, we're starting to get soaked.
I mean, we like bringing these games to the fans at home because they're part of the Comet family.
Exactly.
Tuning in, watching the game. If you're unable to make it to the game, or if you just like to see it again. But anyway, Mosca to Rashidi. Back to Dawkins for the reverse.
He's gone. Dawkins down the sidelines, puts a spin move.
Gets down to the 31-yard line.
Beautiful. I mean, that was set up perfectly. We know they were all keying on Rashidi, and then when you see Rashidi gets it to the outside, I don't know how many of you at home noticed that, but the whole Pemberton team came over to the near sideline, and then they give it to Dawkins the other way.
Because both guys are so potentially dangerous, you have to gamble that the one who has it initially could keep it, because both of them have tremendous speed, very explosive.
Dawkins, a state track champion.
Exactly, 2 gold medals last season. And here we go again for the Comets. They're on the doorstep. They're down to the 31. There's a fumbled snap.
Fumble-aya.
It appears as it's... I'm really good tonight. I don't know. Maybe it was the...
Okay.
Anyway.
Hackensack has it.
Hackensack recovers for second down now.
Heart stopped there for a minute.
Are you okay now? Or?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, I was... Okay.
Okay.
You know your heart also stops when you sneeze. I don't know if you knew that.
Thank you
You
for
can never
sharing
sneeze
that.
with your eyes open. Try?
Back to the game.
All right.
I learned that in health class on Monday.
Really, I have health on Monday too. Anyway.
Want me to ask the teacher?
It's 2nd and 10. 5:45 and running.
I guess the weather's starting to get to the ball, like I said. About the fumbles.
That's not the first time, however, that Moscow had trouble with the snap. Fakes the pitch to Rashidi, and Joe Dawkins is going to get to about the 23-yard line.
It's close, but I don't think so.
25-yard line.
Let me just get the penalty. We're talking over each other. All right? You're not right?
Yeah, okay.
Do you think the time's going to enter into a factor here? 5:10 and running?
Most definitely. But the way Hackensack's driving the ball, 3rd and 1.
3rd and real short.
This is the play of the game right here.
Could be.
They miss it. Well, I don't know with the weather and all. Who's the field goal kicker? DeRosa still?
Dave DeRosa is right now. They're trying out another kicker, someone who used to play soccer, Jared Andrusani. Might be in uniform next week.
Mosca
He's going to get the first. Gets the first down at the 20-yard line. So that's good. Now we're in the infamous red zone with 4:45 on the clock.
Mosca, I think, must have guts on this team. I don't know. I've seen quarterbacks who get the ball. This is maybe like the only time they run it, or when they have to run, they run out of bounds. But Mosca has been running in there, taking the hits all day long.
Exactly. I remember last year, a game that comes right to mind when I think of his toughness is the Eastside game. Not the playoff Eastside game, the regular season Eastside game. He took a pounding in that game.
Yes.
And still led his team to
And
victory.
did not have a substitute either.
Exactly. That showed his tremendous courage. He's very tough. He's going to keep it again and pitch it. Actually, he's going to keep it the whole way. Nice run by Perrin Mosca all the way down to the 12.
The hero. You could hear the crowd chanting Mosca.
Now the thing, quarterbacks, they could be a hero 1 minute, not a hero another minute. Mosca's done a great job in his career of constantly being on the better side of those two choices.
You know what he's going to have to be careful about too, because I don't know how this team is going to fare if Mosca gets hurt. Of course, the two quarterbacks are both sophomores, the two backup quarterbacks. One being Evans Roach's younger brother, Collins, who is their second string quarterback right now.
Correct.
Wearing number 12, if you guys ever see him. He was a great quarterback, just like his brother was.
Correct. Evans injuring himself last year, which let Mosca step into his shoes. Here's a handoff to Rashidi Brown right through the middle, and he's going to be marked down. But they're not going to score a touchdown there. Knee hit on the inch mark. Inch mark with 3:29 to go on the clock. Here we go.
Well, now this is where we see it. Pemberton is the state powerhouse.
Well,
can they hold Hackensack?
First and goal on the inch mark.
This is Hackensack. They're not going to hold them.
I mean, it would be highly unlikely. You never know. But that's a real tough task. Crowd on their feet. This is a big part of the game. Take a listen. Rashidi Brown up through the middle, and no sign yet. No sign. He did not get in.
I don't know if any of you saw that, but it just looked like all the press took their pictures at that one time. I saw flashes all over the place.
Did not get in there. It'll be second and goal from the 1.
This is the biggest game in the county tonight, for those of you that don't know.
Second down and goal to go for the Comets. And the officials got the ball played.
2:50 and running here. What do you think here, Sean?
I think the Comets are going to do it.
All right, here we go. Less than a yard for the Comet touchdown. Perrin Mosca, he's under center. Handoff, up and over, touchdown!
Yeah.
Touchdown, Hackensack Comets.
Mosca with
It
the
appeared to be Rashidi Brown. It was Rashidi Brown.
I do not see a...
Actually, it was Joe Dawkins. I'm sorry, Joe Dawkins with 2:36 to go.
That's
Giving the Comets
the second one of the night. Dawkins and Mosca tonight.
Dawkins, Mosca, and Brown.
Brown, you always have to give it to
And there's
Brown.
been lots of heroes. I mean, again, with 2:36 to go, game's far from over.
The Notre Dame victory march being played as the crowd goes crazy.
That's great. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Notre Dame has that great dynasty in college football.
Oh, yes. You notice how Hackensack wears the Notre Dame uniforms except for the ND. It's a great dynasty in Hackensack.
Very good. 2:36 to go. They're going for 2. There's a handoff.
No, it's... oh, a fake. He had us all faked. Mosca had the ball. Mosca had it all the way down there.
Well, my friends in high school say I talk a lot, and they say I never have something to say. And I'll tell you one thing, Mosca had me so faked out there that I'm speechless.
I have 3 words to say. Mosca, Dawkins, Brown. You figure the rest out.
I have another 3 words. You want to hear them?
Go ahead.
I think with 2:36 to go, we will win.
More like we will rock them.
Well, that's 4, so I didn't want to use that, but you know, that's good. 2:36 to go in the game, 21-14, and what this forces now. Here's an interesting point, Sean. Let's just, we'll fascinate for a little while here. Pemberton, let's say, hypothetically, they get the ball and drive and get in the end zone for 6. That'll mean they're down 1. Now, like in the NFL this year, we have the 2-point conversion. Would you go for 1 to tie or go for the 2 for the win?
We're talking about Pemberton now, right?
Correct.
This is where I have no idea. It depends how much time is left. The 2-point has worked once, but it hasn't worked the other time. So that's a gutsy call. We'll get to that situation if it comes. I hope it won't. Now the Comets have been kicking short today. Let's see if he can kick this one well.
That one's taken by Antoine on the 12. 15. He's running parallel to the 15, and he's going to get brought down there, 16-yard line.
About a 5-yard game. No, the 20. It was the 26 he was taken down. You were about 10 yards off.
Well, you're right again.
It's late at night. Don't worry.
Is it really? What time is it?
It's about 9 o'clock.
Hey, you know, I'm a morning person, so yeah, that's what it is. I'm a morning person.
We've been at school all week.
That's true. You know, I had a game this morning, baseball, like a doubleheader kind of a game. I had to wake up early. Didn't have a bad day. I mean, not bad, but that's an early Saturday and Sunday morning league. Of course, that's a pain, waking up early on the weekends because you have to wake up early during school. But anyway, 2:15 to go. Pemberton down 7, and they have it on the 26. Kelly's going to throw it. He got clobbered as he threw it. Almost intercepted. Dawkins batted it, and trying to get a number there. We'll wait for that number, but anyway, Al Shears really hit Kelly hard. As Keith Olbermann, the great Keith Olbermann, will say, Al Shears said to Kelly, "You will go down, and you will go down hard." That was, Pat Crennan almost came up with the interception off the Dawkins tip.
Let's think of 3 words for defense. Shears,
Kren,
and Powell. He's been in. Well, we can't name 3 for defense. There's too many.
There are too many. All
like
around.
11.
Okay, all around, great effort. Here's a quick pass to number 2. It's complete out across to the 31-yard line. About a 5-yard gain there.
Under 2 minutes.
Right, exactly. The clock's rolling. We're under 2.
Dave DeRosa and Pat Credit on the
I
side.
don't know. If we had to name an MVP of this game, who would you pick?
If I had to pick an MVP of this game, honestly, I'd probably say Perrin Mosca.
That's what I would say. But I would say the whole Comet team.
Well, you can't do that. You're exactly right. That's like when you're slumping. You don't fire the team, you fire the manager.
Yeah.
You can't pick a whole team as an MVP. Right now, I'd say it's Perrin Mosca.
Mosca.
Let's see. Here's Kelly. Kelly to Price. Price is going to break it all the way to the 50-yard line. And
The clock still runs.
now the clock stops because they moved the chains.
Don't forget, Pemberton has
Pemberton-
1 timeout left.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. 1 timeout left. 50 yards to go. Minute 19 to go. Those seatbelts better be fastened because this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Don't forget, like in college, when there's a first down, the clock does stop till the chains are set.
They moved the chains.
Now the clock is running.
Kelly. Sutton. 43-yard line. Minute and running. Under a minute. 21-14 Comets.
Oh no. St. Joe's clicked back in my mind
I
again.
know. I just saw a little screen. I know. Hopefully not, though. We're down to the 43-yard line. Look at that clock continuing to run. Comets up by 7. 45 seconds in running.
Comets.
Rob Mortorano back in the booth for the conclusion here. Sean, Rob, Frank, we're ready. 35 seconds in running. Pemberton seems nothing to be in a hurry. Kelly's going to keep it and run. 45. Flag down. 40-yard line. That could be an illegal block.
I say holding on number 2.
It looked to be on number 2. He was holding Dawkins. I'm not sure. I think it was Dawkins.
Penalty flag.
Yes, it is.
Holding against Pemberton with 27 seconds on the clock.
United Nations flags. There have been more flags here today than the United Nations has. I've said that earlier. I want to point it out again. The band and the cheerleaders trying to get this whole capacity crowd into it.
These referees, so you're kind of assuming that the referees are going to have tendonitis this weekend, or
From
maybe
throwing the
tomorrow.
flags up.
Exactly.
Their arms are going to hurt in the morning.
Here comes the gotta be Domino's chant again.
Dominoes.
SummerSlam. See, they like to blend a mixture of football and the outside world because there is an outside world. I mean,
Yes,
or something.
it's not all football.
You know, to many people it is.
I'd like to give a special thanks. Today's game was sponsored by, I don't know if any of you Comet fans want to sponsor a game.
Actually, I
Donate
have a
some money.
sponsor. Now that you brought it up, I'll bring up a couple. I'll just wait for this play to be. Here's Kelly. Kelly back to throw. Big rush. Stepped up and incomplete. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. His arm was coming forward.
Hit by McKay.
16 seconds to go. Just real quick, let's might as well hit the sponsors now that we're doing it. Hungry today? Why not try the Bon Buffet? Simple Simon. We got it all every day. The Pizza Hut Lunchtime Buffet. Don't just take a slice, take the tray.
And Chevrolet, the heartbeat of America. Today's Chevrolet.
Sean. Here we go. 16 seconds. Kelly has it. Kelly pitches off to Price.
Keep it back.
Nothing there, please. Under 10 seconds.
9.
We've got 7, 6, and running.
Timeout.
4 seconds. 4 seconds is the official. Exactly. It's the unofficial. The 4 seconds that we keep saying to you is the unofficial time. The official time is kept down on the field by the officials. That's why they call it official time.
Do you, I see Hail Mary coming up.
Well, it is Saturday night, but there is late Saturday masses. Let's go to Hail Mary.
Yes, just wanted to point out, great, again, all night long, Comets have pretty much gotten good, help me out, Frank.
Penetration.
Thank you. Couldn't think of that, sorry about that.
That's a big word, isn't it? It's like more than 5 letters. Oh, that's not me.
Great penetration there again
Trust me.
by the Comet defensive line.
And they've done a great job.
Oh yes, they've really stood up to the challenge.
Now, obviously, they're going to go for the bomb with 4 seconds. Is there anything unexpected, like maybe a handoff?
Not really, but all I can say, shades of, I don't know, I remember 2 years ago, Nutley.
Right.
Shades of Nutley, same situation. Guy threw it up.
St. Joe's.
No, never.
Well, St. Joe's was on the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
Here they're 56-yard line.
Same situation though. The guy caught it at about the 10-yard line, just jumped up from the
I
pack.
remember that.
Yes, they ended up scoring, but I don't think we're going to see that here.
Shades of green. There's Kelly back to throw. Quick pass.
That's it. Time runs out.
That's it.
Comets
They
win.
don't go for the Hail Mary. They make us look like complete idiots. And that's the game.
Today's MVP,
Perrin Mosca. It's got to be Perrin Mosca. The final score on his opening night under the lights by the Comets. By the Comets. Yes. The final score, the Hackensack Comets 21, the Pemberton Hornets 14.
In the rain.
For Sean Stein, Rob Motorano, and Frank Lorenzo.
I just want to remind everybody, join us next week. We will be playing Nutley here Friday night. Come out, see the game, bring the family, and also then watch us, with the broadcast.
Support the senior class.
Yes.
Supporting the senior class. For Sean Stein, Rob Motorano, I'm Frank Lorenzo, reminding you the final score of tonight's game, the Hackensack Comets 21 and the Pemberton Hornets 14. Have a good night.